Hello there everyone, and welcome to another edition of Lydia's Crafty Corner with me, Lydia, in my little crafty corner. So today I'm going to be sharing with you this card. It features a shaker card element, but we have a little bit of a layered effect within that shaker, which is really fun and quite easy to do. So to start with, I am going to be using the All the Hearts die. So I'm not using the stamp set for this, just the die set. And you can see that it's two different elements. We have the heart and then the little hearts inside. So I'm going to be taking the larger die first, which is the heart one. And I'm just going to pop this into place onto a panel of solar white cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Just going to add that in place, and then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. So once I've done that, I'm just going to remove that centerpiece. I'm going to take this die just to make sure that I have enough vellum. And then I'm going to take the smaller die, which has got all the little hearts on, and I'm just going to cut that out of a piece of vellum. I'm adding a little bit of tape there just so it doesn't move around. So once I've done that, I have then a piece of vellum with some small little hearts cut out, which is very sweet. So I'm then going to take my panel again, and I'm going to add a blended background onto this, kind of an ombre effect. So I'm starting off with some cotton candy ink. It's a very pretty pink. I've added that on, and I'm then going to take the coral berry, and I'm going to add this, but a little bit less far than the other. Very grammatical there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the ruby red to the top. Now the blending wasn't perfect, so I'm then going to go over again with the same colours. So this is the coral berry, and you can see how much that blends in beautifully there, and then the cotton candy to finish. I wanted to cover up some of the spots that I hadn't blended properly, so I'm going to take some water and I'm going to flick that on. I'm also going to add a little bit of the pure white spray ink, and I also added some iridescent as well, and then I'm going to let that dry, and it's very pretty. So once I've let that dry, I'm then going to flip that over, and I'm going to add some acetate into place. And to do this, I'm just going to add a little bit of super sticky tape around there, and then remove the backing. This doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be able to hold a piece of acetate in place. So I'm just going to pop that on, and there is our first window complete. I'm then going to add the walls for the sequins. So I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape. I've cut it into strips so it's easier to work with. And now to get it to bend around the little bendy pieces of the heart, all I'm going to do is I'm going to snip halfway through the tape. So then I have a little bit of give for it to move around. This is a really great way to do your tape for shaker cards, because you need to make sure that these are all nicely butt up to each other so your sequins don't pop out. But it also means that you don't have to cut many different pieces. You're just going to snip into them to fold it around the places that you want. So I'm going to keep going until I've completed the whole wall. I'm then going to take some sequins and I'm going to add these in. Now these are beautiful. They're pinks and some clear sparkling ones in there. So I'm going to pop them in. You want to make sure that they're nice and flat. You don't want them stacked up on each other. I'm then going to remove the backing tape from that foam tape, and then the piece of vellum that we cut before, I'm going to cut that into shape a little bit, and then I'm going to pop that on. Now because we cut into the vellum, we have these little holes in it, so I am going to cover this up just by using a piece of acetate. So again, I'm going to add some super sticky tape just to the tops of that wall that we've got with the foam tape. Take the backing off them, and then I'm going to add a piece of acetate. I do then, once I've popped the acetate down even, I cut around this so it's kind of closer to that heart shape that we have going on there. So once I've done that, you can see that it's all nicely confined now. So all I'm going to do is I am going to pop on another layer. So I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before. I'm cutting my foam tape into strips and just snipping into it so I can fold it around the heart. So we're going to be able to create another wall for our little pieces that we are going to be popping in for a second time. So this is how we are going to create our layered shaker. You could create many layers if you wanted to, but I'm only going to do the 2. So once I've added the sequins in, I'm then going to add a double layer of foam tape to my panel. Now this is to stick it onto the card. And you're going to want to put 2 layers down because we've put 2 layers for the elements. So if you had a 3-layered one, you would then want to add 3 layers for this bit here. So once I've added it all into place, I'm then going to take the backing off, and then I'm going to take another panel of cardstock, which is exactly the same size. So this is 4¼ by 5½, and I'm just going to pop that into place. You want to make sure that you push it down firmly so it's all nicely stuck. And there is our little layered shaker element in the center there. For my sentiment, I've taken the Handwritten Hello die, and I've cut this out of some white cardstock and also some jet black. So I've used the larger one with the jet black and the smaller one with the solar white. I'm going to stick these together just using some of the Altenew tape glue. I think this is really perfect for this, as the adhesive comes off in little dots, so you're not going to get like a little spider web effect around the little letters there. So I'm going to add some more tape to the back, and then we're going to pop this into place. Now I had a little bit of some marks on my blending piece, so I'm going to cover that up, and here is the card complete. I really do hope that you've enjoyed the video and that you like the card and the technique involved. If you create something that was inspired by this, it would be great if you do share it, because we would love to see. We do have a couple more videos here if you would like to watch them at your own leisure. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any cards that we do upload to the channel, it would be great if you do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye bye.